two missing elements today is price parity and lack of infrastructure. And the one piece which kind of resolves both of them is presence of high performance vehicles, which is where component suppliers come into picture. And that's completely IP driven. The major component, or if I have to say the heart of the space, is the component suppliers, because we know that the two missing elements today is price parity and lack of infrastructure. And the one piece which kind of resolves both of them is presence of high performance vehicles, which is where component suppliers come into picture. And that's completely IP driven. Now, component suppliers, again, there are two major components here which we're talking about. One is powertrain and the other is battery. Now, powertrain, obviously, I can divide into sub-segments like motor controller, transmission systems. And battery, again, can have different use cases like BMS, battery cases, and the likes of it. But I believe that today the demand is present, which is why, Ather with a capacity of 4,000 vehicles is sold out. Bajaj comes out, or the existing OEMs, they have limited capacities today, but they're sold out. So the demand is definitely there. But what is not present is vertically integrated players, which is where I think the only torchbearer, if I have to call it in terms of commercial success today, is Ather. And there are other players like, Ultraviolet or Mars who are coming into this space. So I think the first focal point for us is the component suppliers, wherein we recently transacted in a deal which kind of garnered more than 1 million in less than a day, which also shows the positive investor sentiment around this space in terms of, where the problem lies. The second, talking about our portfolio company, as you mentioned, one of it was definitely addressing the B2B or, the shared mobility space. And we definitely felt that, Ola and Uber has been present for a decade, but customer experience is kind of getting a hit. And somewhere the unit economics is also not proven, which is where, with the presence of great founders, a great team, and commercial success in the initial few years, we kind of took a punt at BlueSmart. And the second company was Magenta, which essentially is into the infrastructure space. Now, as I mentioned, the second major problem is infrastructure. But there again, we are looking for an integrated EV solutions company, right from socket to software products and then concept and commissioning services. So again, an end-to-end play, which is where we had partnered with the likes of Shell and BPCL, who were earlier investors in Magenta, and now they're kind of doing very well in the last 1 year. So these are two main segments. The third thing again, which is kind of very, very hot, I would say, and 2021 and 22 is going to be the adoption period, is going to be the B2B space. Now, we all know about the delivery players kind of burning a lot of money as far as the IC engines are concerned. And today there is a need for an EV fleet. But again, there, the problem or the challenge is the lack of a vertically integrated player, building the powertrain, the battery end-to-end, the software, and then ultimately going towards the platform. Also, one thing which we need to realize is that if you look at the EV space, it's also the form factors matters, which is where the B2B kind of makes a lot of sense, because Indian conditions are very different from the US and the Chinese markets. And there is a different requirement in terms of customization and personalization. So the kind of vehicles which we will see in EV will be very different in terms of form factor, which is where, the Yulus of the world, the Electors of the world have come in. So I think that gives a lot of room as well in terms of the design and the other aspects, wherein the focus for the IC players would have been more on the engine, which here is completely different. So the value addition per se is one in terms of component suppliers, where the value lies, which is IP driven. The second is the infrastructure, and the third is the B2B use cases. So that's how we're looking at the entire play as far as EV is concerned. Also, just to add the last bit of it, wherein you mentioned about the corporate innovation, I think if you look at the journey of Ather, which was one of the first players in this space, to get the first round of funding, they required 4 to 5 years. Now that considerably has come down because there are many accelerators, there are other contributors, power generation companies, OEM family offices who come in much earlier today. So gone are those days when, the strategics are looking at it more from a series B or upwards in their journey. They come in much earlier, they give in the required support, and that becomes much easier to lay the platform and go into commercialization. So that is where their role kind of comes in, right from the start of the value chain in terms of building the product and then kind of make it commercially successful.